All right, so Kettlebell Sport Day 1, we're gonna be doing a 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Let's start our warm up. Starting our warm up as I always do, frictioning around the wrist, getting that shit ready to go. Make sure you're doing both sides. This is not something that you're like timing or counting or doing anything. You're just trying to get a little warmth in there. It's fucking 85 degrees here in Tucson, so I'm not really too concerned about getting warm. But, you know, it's always good to do some movement beforehand. Interlacing our fingers, we're rolling the wrists. I like to think about Viper Strike, so it's popping over the top. Boom, 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 boom. And kind of just rolling through, okay? Your palms are together, bottom of your hand, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit, and your elbows are pretty close together, rolling it through. And then, of course, the other way. So now it's coming towards my face. And again, trying to just kind of roll it out. Smooth. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. Our elbows are moving through. Okay, I call these beard brushes. It's really just a car, essentially, but for your elbows. Just a circular pattern, trying to open it up a little bit. Okay, now go the other direction. Palm is guiding. Okay. The workout we're doing for today is 1 minute on, 1 minute off of whatever kettlebell sport lift you're doing. So I'm going to do a one-arm long cycle because I'm getting ready for a half marathon for the one-arm long cycle in February. And that's what I'll be working towards in this moment. So you just follow along. I'm going to do 10 rounds. So 10 total minutes of work with, well, I guess 9 minutes of rest because the last whatever. But that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Now they could be for anything. If you're doing a shorter set, like a 5-minute set, then if you're doing a 2-arm thing, like 2-arm long cycle, you can just do 5 rounds. If you're doing a 1-arm thing like Sandra, probably do 6. So you got 3 and 3, 3 for each side. So do a whole full minute on one side, take that 1 minute rest, then do the other side, take that minute rest, blah, 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 bounce back and forth. Now, let's open up our shoulders. Palm is facing forward. It's up as much as we can go until it has to rotate out. Up as much as possible and it has to rotate out. Up as much as possible, and it has to rotate out. Once you've done 3, let your chest open with it for the next 3. 1, 2, 3. The following 3. Our eyes are following. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going in the opposite direction, so the back of my hand is leading as we go backwards. What's your problem, lady?
Huh?
What?
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 My headphone just like went rogue on me.
3. And we're rotating through in the chest, but not with our hips, ideally, and not with our gaze. Then, those last 3 now we're following with everything. Everything is following. Here. 3rd one here. Then let's go to the other side. Cool, so 3, 3, and 3. This type of plan, we do this, or I have my team doing this one-on, one-off, the first day of every week throughout the entire cycle. So even when whether we're doing our long build-up, or whether we're doing, or whether we're getting close to it, it doesn't matter. This 1 minute on, 1 minute off is a great test of how we're doing, because you get to really push that, get a little extra conditioning in there. Like, for that 1 minute, you're not using your competition pace like you're doing for a lot of other stuff. You're just going, putting in as much speed and intensity as you can, really trying to work that cardiovascular system. And I think that's good for you. We don't really do that in kettlebell sport. We do a lot of controlling ourselves so that we can get through the whole time. Or this, since it's only a minute, can really kind of push that shit. Anyway, next, we're gonna open up our chest and back at the same time, and we're gonna flare and extend a little bit here, okay? So we're closing everything down, giving ourselves a big hug, opening everything up, extending my chest, big chest stretch. So on, out. Now, I just caught myself going the same over the top every single time, so make sure you switch which arm is on top. It's a small shift, but it can make a difference. Okay? Good. Once we're done with that, we're gonna Jefferson curl. So I'm gonna reach down, try to touch my toes and roll back up. So it's a rolling through my spine, not a hinge. The hinge is what we'll be doing for most of the workout. Because we're gonna be doing that so much, I know that it's gonna light your lower back up, right? Your technique's not gonna be perfect every rep, that's just how it is. So we wanna make sure that those muscles are warm. So hands on the front of your thighs, shoulders can come forward a little, whatever feels good. Chin is tucked and we're rolling through that entire spine. Hopefully it's like that. You'll hear in yoga where they'll say one vertebrae at a time, which is of course not real, but it's what you're thinking the whole time. I'm trying to move click, 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 and then rolling down. Hopefully, as you do more reps, you're getting closer and closer to the ground, wherever that looks like. If your end range is here, then it's here. And maybe the next rep or 2 reps later, you're here, you know, whatever that ends up being. Your legs, if you need to bend your knees a little, that's fine, but I wouldn't really emphasize it much. I want to keep them fairly straight. I would rather you go less deep with straighter legs. Good. Once that feels good, we're going to move into our belly dancers. So our belly dancers, which I absolutely love, is again a way to like kind of turn on these abs, turn on that lower back and all this shit in the middle here. So I'm trying to kick it into this corner without shifting hard. I'm trying to stay more or less in the center here. Corner, 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 and roll. And see how much I can control it and how little of the rest of my body can move while I'm controlling this. So you should feel tension in those lower abs. You should feel it in your lower back. This should kind of be turning things on. And make sure you go the other direction. Again, I'm not big on total numbers. If you need that, then pick something, you know, maybe 6 times or whatever works for you. But I don't really like it, so I don't use that. I just go and like, oh, that feels pretty good. Let's move on. Next, we're going to do knee knocks, or at least that's what I've always called them. About hip width distance. I'm coming all the way in, out, around. In, as forward as I can go before my heels are going to come off the ground. All the way out, back. And again, I don't like a specific number, but maybe 5, 6, something along those lines. And then go the other direction. So as wide as we can go before my heel. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but you can see the instep of my foot is turning up. I don't want that. Keep your foot on the ground. Good. Once that feels pretty good, we're relatively good. We're kind of ready. Now I want you to grab the lightest kettlebell that you have, whatever that is. If you don't have a light enough one to do this with, find something you can. Man, a fucking can of soup or something would be fine. Just get it tucked in to your belly here. So if you are using a kettlebell, the bottom of the bell is kind of like a xiphoid process. That's what I was thinking of. Like this little opening, right, where your ribs come together at the top. You want it to be right in that area. So for men, just a little bit under your pecs. I guess women have pecs too, but it's easier to think of the breasts for a woman. You want it just underneath there. So I don't want it on my belly button and I don't want it on top of my chest. Somewhere right in the middle is what we're looking for. Your grip is 2 fingers come in, like you're trying to do that rock out thing. Tuck your fingers in like this. And then what we're going to be doing is hinging back just a little bit, and then I'm trying to rotate here. So I'm bending one knee and extending the other, not trying to kick out. I'm trying to stay in the center here like this. Doom, doom, doom. If you feel comfortable, you can start taking it lower and lower with each step. And then walking it back up. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, walking down, walking up, don't. Who gives a shit? Just hinge a little bit and move side to side and see how your hamstrings feel, see how your low back feels. These are good things. And last, well, we're gonna do one more round of this mobility exercise, but the last real exercise you have for this is gonna be an overhead stretch. If you're doing, well shit, all kettlebell sport has overhead shit, so you're doing this. I don't care. Grab whatever it is you have, Could be a foam roller, could be another kettlebell, whatever. You do another kettlebell, it's just uncomfortable, but it works really, really well. And let's see, I'm gonna try to adjust the camera to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm taking my kettlebell, nice, relatively light one. You can go heavier over time, but again, I would err on the side of caution with this stuff, right? So we're here like this. My shoulder blades are up on the bag. I get the kettlebell, relatively straight arms, and I stretch. Now I get to play with whether my rib cage is tucked and I'm in more of a hollow body position and stretch from there, or I can really get more of a thoracic extension here for this stretch. Totally up to you and based on your goals, okay? We're here like this, good stretch, maybe 8 or 10 seconds. Now squeeze the lats to pull it through. I want you to put some emphasis in the squeeze, but it's not really about pulling the weight over. We're using the weight just as a guide here. So I'm pulling 1, 2, 3, maybe up to 5, whatever feels right, and a good 8 to 10 second stretch. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, squeeze, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and release, 1, 2, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000. I like 3 times through, it just feels right to me. Do what feels right to you. Now, we're gonna go back to that hip shift, then back to this one for one more round, and then we'll start our sets. Fuck are you nodding at? So we're right here. Again, I can't really see the camera from here. Oh no, it looks like we're okay. Cool. Kettlebell's coming up. We're gonna turn it in. Inside fingers, your ring finger and your fuck you finger. Tuck that shit in here like this. Elbows are nice and tight. Push your hips back a little bit. If you're walking down and up, great. If you're staying in the center, great. Who gives a shit? Just don't let those hips shift too hard. If you're like me, then, lean into those sound effects. That shit helps. And if you don't like the sound effects, too bad, bitch. This is my class. Go one more time down the stairs, down the ladder, down the whatever. And then we'll come back up. Oh, man, I can feel that fucking stretch. Bing. Okay, one more time for that overhead stretch. Ooh. It's called a pullover, fucking pullover, which actually we use as a workout too. But for most of the time, though, I'm just using it as a stretch. We're here, stretching. 1, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Release. 8. Oh yeah, baby. That is uncomfortable. Okay. Now, something I didn't do, but it's a good habit to get into, is test and retest. So get a picture or a mirror or something and see how upright this arm can be here, right? Whether you're opening your chest, whatever, you want to see what it takes to get your bicep in line with your ear. Then do the stretch, 2 times through, whatever it is, and then do it again and see, did I get more range of motion? Because if I didn't, then that stretch is really not doing what you want it to do. It means the limiting factor, whatever that is probably not what we're working in that stretch. Still not bad for you, but there's probably something better. And as we build out more of that mobility course, you'll have more options and more stuff you can plug in instead of just following along with my general warm-up. If you have kettlebell sport gear, you are welcome to put it on at this time. This is when I would do it. You can see I'm wearing weightlifting shoes. If you're doing long cycle, specifically, weightlifting shoes really, really help. For snatch, I don't really find that they do anything for me. But for the long cycle where I'm trying to get that dip, it really helps. It gives me that little extra like range of motion here. And then your kettlebell sport belt, very valuable. Again, specifically in anything that you're using a rack. So what's that going to be? That's going to be a long cycle, obviously. And double half snatch are probably really the two where you're going to want a belt. Snatch, you don't get to rest in, like one arm snatch, regular snatch, you don't get to rest in the rack position at any point. You have to rest overhead, so the belt doesn't do anything for you. The belt is all just to give me a little something between my hips and where my elbow will sit, right? Like a lot of times you still have to have something here. You can't go straight on the belt, but you know, you tuck a little bit of fat roll on there, or maybe a t-shirt. A lot of times that's perfectly legal. And then you're here, or if you got two, right? It's just that resting position so you can get a more vertical arm and a vertical leg, and it's taking the weight off of you just holding it with your muscles. You can really kind of relax here. And then you find this kind of rounded posture. But all of that stuff should be covered in the kettlebell sports section. We're not worried about that in this follow along course. Now, I'm gonna get the timer going because it's 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 10 rounds. So I wanna make sure I'm doing that properly and answering my text messages. Ugh. Okay. Let's put a headphone in so I can hear it. And honestly, this is enough workout that some music would be nice. You know, because fuck, working out without music is rough. For me, specifically. Maybe you guys can do it. I don't know. So 1 minute of work. We need 1 minute of rest. We're going to do 10 rounds. Now, again, you might be only doing 5 or 6, depending on the length of competition set you're doing. Technically, I should be doing 30 rounds, but man, I don't have a fucking hour to dedicate to this shit today, so here we are. If you're going to get chalk, you have 1 minute as of right now to prep. So if you want to chalk your hands, do whatever, do that now. Get yourself ready. I'm going to do that here in a second as well. Little chalk goes a long way, so don't use too much. Somewhere in here, I think I have, or if I don't, I'll fix it. My favorite chalk is called Viken, V-I-K-N. It's my favorite chalk company. I find their Valhalla dust is what they call it. It's just, it's amazing stuff. Feels like fucking the softest cloud or something like that. That's just me though. You don't have to use what I recommend. Ooh, some gentle music to start this off. You guys can't hear this, but I'm being serenaded in my ear right now. All right, start with a relatively light-ish weight, so maybe your medium weight, not your competition weight. Let's get ready to go. 1, let's go. 2. 4. 6. 7. 8. And bells down. Again, if like me, you're doing a one-armed competition, then you'll be doing your other hand for 1 entire minute. So chalk the other hand between, yeah? So I only bothered to chalk my right hand. I knew I was doing the whole minute on the right. For this second round, I'll be using just the left. So I'll just bother chalking the left. If you feel more comfortable doing both, like whatever, who gives a shit? It's just unnecessary. And chalk costs money. I'm cheap. I ain't fucking wasting money on anything if I can help it. Also, make sure you're hydrating. All right, we got 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, bells up. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bells down. I'm gonna hop up to my next weight now. If you're just building into your weight, so like me, I'm still, 2 months out. So I'm not really in a hard working section yet. Then I'll go like light, maybe I'll go middle and then to my like competition weight or whatever. And I'll do a few sets there and then I'll come back down. So I'm not crushing my body and I can get some really good GPP in. Right, so basically anything that's not kettlebell sport specific, we consider to be GPP, general physical preparation, because it's like covering all the other bases. Anyway, so for today, 1 and 2, 9 and 10 are gonna be at 12. Everything in the middle is gonna be with the 16. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 3, 2, 1, bells down. I think I did 13, maybe. You're probably okay. I got Mike, I'll be all right. So there's Muay Thai sparring going on right over here. He just turned on the music and it's like, oh shit, it's too loud. But hopefully you guys can still hear me fine. You forget, like, I'm training at my gym, which is kettlebells is not a big thing here. We're combat sports. We're Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, that type of thing. All right, next set, set 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1. 6. lost my balance on that one. 2, 1, bells down. That's 4 rounds, 4 minutes. I'm gonna go 5, 6, 7, 8, and then go down to a lower weight for 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, that sounds right. I think my math's good, or something. When you're doing this stuff, your focus is, how can I keep my form the best? Right? So you want to go fast, but I don't want to go so fast and I'm like, ah, and your technique sucks. So you're still in a controlled pace, but push it a little, especially towards the latter ones. We want to get used to like being able to keep the pace at the end of your set. It's just one of the hardest parts. Everybody can start strong. Not everybody can finish strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bells up. 1, 2. What the fuck? Fucking belt's pinching the shit out of my arm. Ah, that's why. I'm crossing the center here. I'm not used to one arm for long cycles. 3, 2, 1, rest. Bells down. Man, that was messing me all up. Cool, that's something to figure out. Maybe a tiny little bit of fabric there. So when you're doing long cycles specifically, I want you to think about where your resting point truly is. It makes sense to me to rest on the way up. So cleans up, you have to hit this fixation point here anyway. So you have to stop for a moment, so you might as well use that as your breath point. Breathe there for a moment, then up. And when it comes down, get it here so you can pop it away from you, but use a bit of that momentum. Don't just waste it. Something that's been taking me a long time to figure out how to properly do was actually my coach Dennis, so we're at about 5 seconds, that showed me how to really do it. Helped a ton. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Bells down, rest. Cool. Rising, catching up to me. Okay. Yeah, so what I used to do is, because I understood this idea before, Steve Cotter had a video where he talked about this exact thing, where do you rest and why? But what I thought was you were trying to rush it to the ground. And I would go boom and straight down. And I would lose all the angle for the swing. And what I learned from Dennis was, while that's not wrong exactly, what you want is bring it down and bump it out so you get a nice long arc and it comes back up with as little effort as fucking possible. Just the things that you learn over time. 2, 1, scope. 1. 3, 2, 1, bells down. This should be the last one of this heavy weight. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go back to my lighter weight and finish off strong. And that's it. Then we move into our rest, or if you're trying to do it all in one workout, then you'll go to a GPP workout, which I would love. Just use the AB one that I'm building and do that workout. There you go. And you're done. Or like, but because I'm, especially with the way I'm recording these, I'm working out 6 days a week. So A, B, A, and then next week B, A, B, and then 1, 2, 3 for my kettlebell sport. We've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, bells up. 2. Maybe I'll go do some squats with Catherine. 3, 2, 1, bells down. Yep, we got 2 more sets, 1 on each side. Again, if you're doing a one-armed thing. If you were doing a prepping for a 5-minute, you should be already done. In which case, fast forwarding through all this shit, maybe listen to me rant a little, whatever, and then get to that cool down section. That cool down section for me is always just breath work. That's my big thing. Breathe. You are now done with the workout. It's time for you to relax. Move on. Get yourself into that recovery, that rest and digest. We got 15 seconds. And this will be the last one on this side. This one right here. And then we'll have 1 more set on the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bells up. 1. 15 seconds. Let's finish this side strong. Two, one, bells down. One more set. So that second side, whatever it is, we're finishing it off. Dude, it's 245-pound sled drags, Jesus. All right, we got 20 seconds, and then we're done with the essentially workout. We're just gonna cool the body down, or again, if you're moving on to your GPP. Hopefully it was a good one. Hopefully you felt good in this workout. And if not, well, you'll have another one soon. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 3, 2, 1, bells down, workout done. We're moving into the rest phase. Our cool down phase, sorry. I want you to find a recovery position. Now you can use like a corpse pose, like from yoga, where you're laying on the ground on your back. You're in that anatomical man type of thing. That works. It's not my favorite, but it'll work if that's what you have available. However, if you have something along the lines of like a, if you're at your house, you probably have a couch or something where your shins, your back of your calves, sorry, can rest on something, that would be better. You're still looking for that same position. I just want a little bit of elevation in your lower legs so that you're truly in the recovery position. Your lower back is chilling. That's what we're looking for here. Can you see this here? I'm going to go down a little. Now I'm going to walk you through a little bit of breathing like I always do. Hopefully this is a good height. Nope. Fuck right off. That'll have to do. Just tap dancing. All right, so we're here like this. My lower back is just released because the weight is supported by my lower legs. My arms are at something like 45 degrees, just relaxing here. Head is down, shoulders are relaxed. Oof, sweating all over my glasses. Can't see a thing. Who cares? All right, we're gonna do square breathing, or when I first learned this, it was called combat breathing, right? 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold. Ready and inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold. On your own. And just relax. Once your heart rate has come down, you can just breathe and relax. Try to breathe in at least through your nose, and you can breathe out through your mouth or your nose or whatever feels right. Breathing in through your nose and bringing it down into your belly is going to help slow down that heart rate, bring you into that rest and digest, people call it, that parasympathetic nervous system. It's just going to calm your system down. And that's what we want right now. We want everything to just calm down. Now, I didn't start a timer for this, but I like to say at least 2 or 3 minutes, but you could lay here for 10 minutes, just relax, before you have to go on with your day. So if you got that kind of time, why not? Chill yourself out. The rest of your day will be just that much easier. But anyway, I have to get back to work. So, thank you guys for being here, joining me for that day 1 of the Kettlebell Sport follow-along workouts. And yeah, the next one should be in 2 days, or hopefully I'll get to record it in 2 days. That's Christmas Day, so that might be a struggle, but I'll see what I can do. And that'll be a 2-minute on, 2-minute off. We're doing a 10-minute set. That's going to be 5 rounds. If it's a 5-minute set, it's going to be 3 rounds. And that's what we're going to be doing. Otherwise, it'll stay relatively the same. We'll see you in a couple of days.